You're ready to. It's okay to have your dad here, right?
Yeah, this is a kind of a field trip for him, right? So
It's good for him to get out.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And
do
we
you have
pretended like we
orientation
took
mobility too going on.
and we pretended like we took an Uber here. So I
Oh,
dropped
sweet.
him off at the front door, and
Oh,
he'll
that
be
is
able to
so
come
good.
do this all by himself next time.
Excellent. Well, it depends on what we. Well, if you need to meet with me, that'd be great. And your work in process. You know what that means, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, we weren't able to get you a Braille device, and you know about that already, right?
No, I actually didn't.
Oh, okay. We only are able to get you a notebook computer right now. But I also got you a Victor Reader Stream, and we can also talk about any other technology you might need. Because if you need something for college that's missing, we're going to get it for you, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what you have ahead of you, you have two things. You have on your left a Victor Reader Stream. Would you use that? That was kind of given as a supplement in lieu of the Victor Reader, in lieu as a Braille device. Do you know what that is?
Yeah, I've used it before. I've used a bookmark before too.
Would you use that?
What?
The Victor Reader Stream.
Oh, I think did I? I don't know if I used this.
Would you use it?
Oh,
would you use
would
it?
I use it? Honestly, I don't know. I have my phone and I have.
You do all that stuff on your phone, so
Right.
you wouldn't use it.
Right. Mostly.
Okay.
Probably not.
So I got that as a supplement for you, as a Daisy player. You do all this stuff on your phone, and you can actually do some of this stuff on the computer.
Right.
So, no tears falling if you don't want it. Okay.
Yeah.
And we don't want you to have too much technology, right?
Right.
Okay.
The
so,
point of the Braille note though was that.
oh, me and you are on the same page, dude.
Okay.
Me and you are on the page. This came from higher up.
Okay, I gotcha.
Because you're so smart, you got shut down, which is frustrating because of budgetary stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So sorry, dude. But we're gonna go forward and see what happens. Okay.
Okay.
I totally understand where you're coming from. So let's get you going, and then after you find that need, then we'll figure that out again.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, because right now I'm having no Braille, so and I really.
it's kind of frustrating
right.
for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who's your counselor is Ansha, right?
Ansha.
Okay. So we'll reset as we're moving forward that you kind of prefer Braille.
Mm-hmm.
So what are some other Braille options besides the Braille note?
I guess I could always just use a Braille display. So I haven't experimented with many Braille displays
Okay.
besides like a refresher Braille, and I've seen the Orbit.
Yeah.
But I've also heard the Focus is pretty good, or the
Well, you-
Humor Brilliant, or something like
Well,
that.
you and I bouncing. I've talked to a lot of students, so forgive me.
Mhm.
And I do have an Orbit for another student. Because it's a smaller, least expensive. Would that be something? Did you and I talk about that? I know I
don't-
talked about it with somebody
I
else.
don't think we talked about it. I sent you an email with you asked a couple of questions, and I sent you.
Oh, you gave me lots of information.
Right.
We're getting, like I said, you and I are good. I'm just trying to fill in the gaps
Mhm.
for you now.
Right.
Because I did try to advocate for you, but the director shut me down.
Okay.
So it's all budgetary related right
Yeah.
now. So they said that they have a policy saying that because people are using JAWS and they have Windows
Right.
experience, advanced Windows experience, they back up on getting them Braille devices.
Okay.
And that's not my call.
Mhm.
Believe me, that's not
Gotcha.
my call.
Gotcha.
So you can work with me on that. I'll get to it. So we're not going to take the Victor Reader Stream. So in front of you, we have the Windows 10 notebook. Okay.
Okay.
This does not have a CD in it, but it should be good. You download stuff. It's got two USB ports. Right now, I'm on the internet. So if you wanted to try to get familiar with the keyboard, I can show you the keyboard.
All right.
So you're pretty advanced, though, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
You want to set that aside?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where can I put it?
You can just lay down on the floor if you
Okay.
get with that.
Yep, that's fine.
Yeah, that's between you and your dad.
All right,
Over there.
that's
I don't
fine.
have much there.
Okay. Yep.
So yeah, I just want you to be familiar with this.
All right.
So
So let's see. We got.
I think I got JAWS on there.
All right. Let's see. Did you?
Windows D
Yep.
folder view help.
All right. Cool.
Help.
I'm gonna learn from you, but I pretty much learn from other people as they know how they want to do things.
Right.
So I try to set this up kind of in a universal way for everybody.
Mhm.
So, and I can tell you about some of the things you might run into as you're learning this. This has got one thing I might not have did is I might not have set up JAWS in the laptop mode. It might be on desktop mode.
Okay.
So do you know how to change that?
No, I haven't.
You never had to do that?
No.
Okay. So bring up JAWS. We're gonna check that right now.
So it's
You can actually, I think I did a Control Alt J for you.
right. Control.
So I did that.
Oh wait. Okay. So which?
Okay, yep,
control
yep.
key?
This is where we're gonna learn the keys.
Uh huh.
So the first key is a function key.
Uh huh.
Next key is the control key.
Okay.
Next key is the
Windows
Windows key.
and Alt.
And Alt. Yep,
Okay.
yep.
All right. So it's
Now, as though the touchpad is turned off, or it's turned off really, actually, it's not really quite turned off. Not turned off all the way. So be
Okay.
sensitive to that. I wasn't able to turn it off all the way, but I turned it off so that the sensitivity is so high that it's going to take you to punch it to or hit it real hard to get used to it.
Gotcha.
So, but there's a little dot between the G and the H and the B. You feel that?
Yep.
So that could be turned off, but if it gets in your way, you can always turn that off by
Okay.
going to the mouse and turn it off. Or
Right.
put the mouse on the desktop as a quick way to get to it.
Okay.
It's in the control panel.
Control panel. Yep.
Yep, yep. But also this is Windows 10, so it's also in settings. But I just find control panel easiest
Me
to get
too.
to, so
Yep.
so sometimes. And you can always do a search to get to control panel versus a desktop, right?
Yeah. Or
You know,
can
do a Windows
run
search or what?
with a run.
Yeah, yep, exactly. All the same, all the same.
Yep.
So
Control J.
so there you go. So do Alt Control J. That should pop up. Control Alt J. Try Control Alt J.
Control Alt J. Okay. Control Alt.
Alt Control J.
That's the same
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
Alt Tab. JAWS home views.
There you go. If you do it that way.
Yep.
So go to Help.
Tab.
Oh.
Menu bar. Application utility. Help page.
Then go down to, it's actually called Startup Wizard, if you get down.
Training. More JAWS help keyboard.
Yes.
What's new? Web menu. Technic about startup wizard.
Yep, go there.
Enter. Leaving menu.
So,
JAWS startup
as you go
wizard.
through here, this is where you can make your adjustments real quick.
Left right slider.
So,
50%. Increase of
Again, I just kind of have it kind of a
16.
generic universal setup, but if you wanted to turn on characters and words, and you want to increase your speed like you're doing,
Yep.
so this is where you can do this without having to dig into the settings real quick, okay?
Yep.
Were you familiar with this?
Yes.
Okay.
34%. 37%.
So make these adjustments.
Yep. Do you need to add a certain thing? Can you understand it? If I
Oh, dude, I'm okay. I'm okay.
Okay.
51%.
I just put it on there.
Tab punctuation colon combo box most 3 of 4 digit ball most up
Yeah, we'll just do.
most tab type info button check 3
I
4
will
the change
do.
selection
I usually do
all
all
plus
words.
tab lower the volume of other
You just do words, you don't characters?
No.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yep.
Tab shift tab lower the volume of other programs but JAWS is speaking check box not checked the check tab next breaker button to activate.
Now this is 2018. I don't know what you had in school, but this is the latest version, and this is the July release for free. So you get up to future versions for free.
Okay.
Not updates, but versions.
Versions.
Yeah, so it might be 2019. They
Okay.
might call it 2019. They might call it 2020.
Gotcha.
They changed it every.
Okay.
So
But updates are always free, right? It's just the
updates are free. So when you do an update, you've done updates before.
Uh-huh.
Have you ever ran into problems when you're doing updates?
Not really. I haven't
Okay.
done it much, but generally speaking, no.
Okay, so you want to be. What I would recommend, you can always go into the help and check for updates.
Okay.
I have the auto update a notification turned off because that gets in your way when you start it up.
Right.
I want it to start up fast for you.
Okay.
So you as the user want to be in control of the updates.
Uh-huh.
So I would recommend going off to the web page, download them locally, and then run them locally.
Okay.
Versus have it to do the auto update
Okay.
thing, okay?
Yep.
And when you do that, you may also want to select the Windows key. Poop, this doesn't have a Windows key. You know what the combo keys for Windows key is?
No.
We'll have to look into that. That there was, because that was before the Windows key. But basically, you would probably want to run as admin just for safety.
Oh, okay. So just like Shift F10, go to run.
Yeah. Run it. Dude, you can see that.